Striker is my stud, and when he comes out, he's also going to go single, so I'll need these straps off of that. I have to say, I enjoy the way he moved enough that we will end up leaving that bidding system on him. That's kind of what I was trying to achieve. So I'm pretty stoked that he responded well. He seemed comfortable besides the atrocious amount of deer flies. I'm not sure that's a word, but I'm gonna make it one. It was pretty bad. Atrocious is what I think I meant to say. Right? For the deer flight, we're bad. So I was good. He is a good boy. Welcome. If you haven't been here before, I'm just a small Clydesdale breeder up in Vermont, and I'm trying to train them for the shows. Alright, bud. This is Joey. He is my 3-year-old gelding. He is my cart horse of the year. And he just did really well, so. Every time I work a horse, I hose it completely off, head to toe, between their legs, down their legs. I even like to try to get some in their face. If you can do it with enough lift in the water pressure, they'll usually take that very well. And then just blast them away the rest of the... Woo! A little bit chilly water. He's kind of weird about wanting his feet hosed off, but... You got water in my ear doing that. Why are your hind feet so gross? Head to toe. Do-si-do. Go over to the other side. Nice and hosed off. Make sure his bridle's washed off. Really should be cleaning those a little deeper. Maybe we will end up having an entire time where I just need to sit down and scrub through my bridles. They are a little gross. So now I'm going to fill up his water buckets and we'll end up putting him in the stalls. This is usually the best time if anybody has any questions that I can more easily answer them because I can pay attention to the screen. So, let me scroll it over. I'm getting a lot of questions about why Clydesdale. So that is a Clydesdale horse. I think I ended up getting Clydesdales because I used to say for years that I would never end up with them. Are they as smart as dogs? I've met some pretty dumb dogs. I've met some pretty dumb horses. I don't know. I guess there's a lot of things you can do with them, but I don't know if I would say that they're as smart. See, any other questions? I will walk him in here eventually. He might as well stand out there and drip dry a little bit. I'll get him in here. I'm gonna grab the one that's in there, and he's gonna be my next one. That is my 3-year-old stud named Striker. Striker has been with me for a little over a year. And yeah, what keeps you motivated? I really like seeing when the horses have turned around a lot and become a much cooler animal. Seeing progress with them absolutely gets me fired up. So I'd have to say progress of the horses. That keeps me going. That being said, we're gonna go grab and walk Joey in. You guys will see me popping out over here. Now, Joey normally does live outside, so he normally gets that behavior. However, right now, during show season, I guess you do have sand out there now. Every now and again, they just prefer to be inside, alone. They have their moments, just like all of us do, right? Or maybe he just wants to be by himself. Now, Striker, on the other hand, I don't think ever likes to be by himself. Striker is a very loving man, but it's also probably because he spends all of his time alone. Okay. Hey, don't break the barn. Thank God I hosed him off. Okay. Striker here is, hey, ready to fucking ramble. Okay. What is, my boy, you are ready. My 3-year-old stud, he is absolute love. Come on, bud. Stand around. Let's go. Now this guy is an absolute deer fly magnet. So he's gonna actually get this chest piece done too. I have 12 horses. 10 of which are Clydesdales that are registered showing. 2 are light horses, so not the draft. Not the tearing down the barn. So, get you checked. Now, if you tuned into my live earlier, I worked Joey, my gelding, who I wanted to change some things about how the bits communicated with him and he held his head. Striker, on the other hand, I have no complaints. I think this guy looked amazing in show ring, and I really liked how he held himself. I think he was able to really show off his best traits already. He even did most of it, if I'm being honest, with a loose check. So he doesn't need anything altered about his bridling. He is ready to roll. That's not to say that someday in his life he might sort of start being numb. Might start not caring as much about what his fit says. Hell, I don't even know if he'll stay in the hitch, because being that he's an intact stallion, he might slowly just kind of start giving me the middle finger and trying to breed while I'm trying to work horses. So that will be interesting. Let's get your neck protected. Get a sheath for your neck. Now this boy tends to go in the wheel of my 6-horse hitch, but he goes out on his own in the cart quite nicely. Right, bud? Got hair all over. What is going on with your harness lately? I feel like you don't need this underpiece anymore. He was a little marks from his harness with how often I was working him and how heavy he was pulling. I don't think he needs it anymore. He's really filled out in the neck. And it's gonna make it super stuffy, right? That sticks a little bit better. Speaking of, I love you. Can I smell salsa? There. Don't take life too seriously. What the fuck? It is not a, what is it that I just fed him? I just fed him alfalfa, but what's on him, on his neck, the black thing, is called a neck sweat. I use it in order to repel the flies when we're out driving. Other people, technically it sweats their neck a little bit more. They think it might make it so they burn more calories there. I don't know if there's any proof behind that. I guess people do it, but they also walk colics, and that's been now scientifically proven wrong. He's got a big solid neck that he basically never ever puts down. He's just a solid horse. So now we're going to put his ear bonnet on. If you want to talk about not thinking of any self-respect, he is so embarrassed when I put this thing on him. He hates it. Alright, Joey does not, Joey, Jesus, it's Striker. Joey's perfect about bridling. Striker, not so much. Striker also needs a bit that prevents him from tucking his tail too much and running. So that's probably why he hates it, but it's not my fault. You can't just take off with me, okay? And he can if he can get his head tucked under his chin. Yeah, I gotta put your embarrassing little hair bonnet on. I don't love how these fit They're kind of ridiculous, but so isn't the amount of flies that try to bite their ears. Right? Come here. There you go. You all good now? Now he's gonna stand here for a bit while I'm going to muck through his stall. And he'll eventually need to get driven, but it's really good for him to learn how to just stand there. When I go to shows, they end up standing there for hours, so. It's a nice little fan keeping some breeze through the barn, but I don't love keeping my horses barned the entire time. I think it's really nice for them to get out, socialize, loosen their joints, roll in sand, etc., etc. I think that makes a better athlete later for them to relax. And then there's Finley who wants to be out too, so. I only started this hitch about 9 years ago. I only started my page about 5 years ago to sort of show off how it's done and how it's paid for, etc., etc. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. So I'm located up in Vermont, for those who don't know. I don't know if anybody's new here or if there's people who are just coming back. Um, I think after this I'll end up driving the team. Did I miss the horsey? The horse will be coming back. I just have to clean up after it too. What's up, Finley? Takes a lot to clean up after these guys every day. So. All right, now it is time to get out Tilly. You, come on. In. And Vivian, you're gonna be so ready for it, but it's gonna be your other one first. Right? This is my wheel team. This is my largest horse here on the farm, and she's honestly probably my least trained. I did not pay for her to be the least trained, but she's. We often refer to her as Tilly Turd, as she just doesn't seem to have many brain cells. So, first off, why is it there? First thing about Tilly is that Tilly cannot handle any amount of flies on her. So we're just gonna hit her up with some fly spray. Pretty lethal stuff, homemade. Then we're gonna get her harnessed up. That's got big. Tilly really helps with getting harnessed, and then she really, really hates getting unharnessed. Tilly! Leave that on. Tilly's 5 years old, and she had a filly this year. She's awesome. That is also just about all she's mounted to. It is a very cute filly, very well-bred filly, but that's it. It's been very interesting watching her. You know, somebody said, how do you stay motivated earlier? It's not taking a lot to make this mare even a little bit better. And that's where my passion's at, is just even slightly improving how the animal is really, really pays off. Right? Whatever, she's about to do my least favorite thing. Where she tries to keep her head down while I'm trying to pull this back. Put enough moisturizer in that tail, it's kind of hard to tug on. She rubbed her tail off last year, so that's not on me. That was your life choice. All right. Here's Tilly. And things like that. I mean, good God, you used to be a total dum-dum without this, so you are growing up. But as I often joke, she had to start with, it's not like she could have actually gotten worse. So, Tilly improving is awesome. Tilly didn't really have much room to get worse. You know? Tilly is a 5-year-old Clydesdale mare. She should be a lot further along where she is in hitching and things, but she's not, so it's all right. We'll get her there eventually. Her teammate is a 4-year-old mare that was born here on the farm named Vivian, and I'm pretty excited about her. She's currently pregnant with my stud. Hopefully stays pregnant, number one. One of her teammates did not, so she lost a 6-month fetus, which was really, really depressing. All things that I will continue to share on my pages, my platforms, so that way everyone can understand the highs and lows of breeding Clydesdales. Vivian, on the other hand, is one of my favorites. She took her first breath in my arms. It was the coolest moment of my life. Jesus. Hi. Okay. Let's get you sprayed down. I just used this. Oh, I don't have to promise. I need more in it. That will help. Watching those flies disperse. There. This girl is my second largest. One behind is the largest that I have. So that's Tilly, this is Vivian, she's 5, this one's 4, that one's barren, this one's pregnant. Easy to keep up with. There are 10 Clydesdales total on the farm that make up my hitch, and so it does get a little confusing, but what is the fly spray? Homemade concoction out of a leave-in conditioner, pour on ivermectin. Stinky, stinky stuff, that's for sure. So.
You know what's cheaper than therapy?
So I do this every day. It's not every team every day, but it definitely is every day that I come out and I work the horses. So today it's a wheel team. I should put your mother out front. That might be something I do. Her mom, Bailey, is one of my favorites as well. Kind of a little theme there. And I have owned her the longest, Vivian the second longest. And she has kind of gotten the easier break, being that I just know that mare the most and I have the least amount to work on her. So I forget that she should also be getting worked. So, let's pull her grouper down. Heads. There's giant tail. There we go. If there is a time that she ever, I get her crooper in place and she doesn't fart in my face, I will be concerned. This mare tends to fart in my face every single time. It's quite annoying. Gassy little fucker. Right? Vivian's bridle is all set as well. There's really no complaints with her. She's a little too short in the neck to get as much tuck as I would like, but that's not something we can change with a bit. It's actually just something I can't change in general. She just kind of has her head off to the side. Do you think you could tuck it all? Once again, the flies up here in Vermont, there's a Vermont news post that just went out that it's like a wicked buggy year. I'm not making it up. She's not making it up. And I feel bad for their ears when they get eaten alive. So they get these absolutely ridiculous little headpieces. So that way when they're out there, they can focus on driving and not on every bug that's biting their ear. Right? There I go. Very particular how my horses' heads are set, and that obviously their throat latches need to be loose enough for them to breathe. I don't know why that seems slightly off from how it normally is done, as she hasn't had anything really changed, but it was a little off. They both have double-ended snaps on that are not supposed to be on here. I have no idea why they are. Tilly does not bridle as nicely, but here we go. Well, you're pretty good. Ready? Step up. Step lip. Got a little dip lip already. Stop. There you go. Alright. This big monster. I'm not even gonna bother trying to pull her forelock through because she doesn't have enough to bother with. I am impressed you keep taking this bridle. Because I know you hate this. You make that very loud and clear. Right, donkey ears? So. It's usually not that tight of a fit, so come on. Please drop. There you go. I don't want their ears being tugged down. I just want them to be covered. That's better. That's what I'm used to. There you go. I am going to loosen her checks a hole each. They're just a little tight on her. I don't need her hitting her head on the ceiling. But she is one difficult horse. Right? You're persnickety. Okay. There we go. That's a little bit better for you. Then we're on to backing up Vivian. I want to stand. Don't hit your head on the ceiling, dude. Over if she's taller. Tilly, I'm really impressed with you today. She's being a really good girl. This is not easy for her. She was sold to me as being what they called soft. I didn't know that it meant soft in the head and soft in the body. So it's been really interesting. And step in. You guys making comments about how big they are. I think you can also notice that most of the things I do with them, I do pointing maybe a finger, maybe two. I usually can walk pretty quiet around them. They're big, gentle giants. Not much to do wrong. You don't have to go crazy overboard. It's not, you shouldn't have to like really be that loud or anything with them. You can just walk quietly. There you go. The tire is connected, and I don't know if this mare can handle the tire yet, but she should. Right. Been practicing, trying to work with it. Yes, they're very chill. Kind of a loud person, and I think loud people make quiet horses. I know there's a lot of people who think it would be like the other way around, but in fact, they don't get freaked out just because I'm getting loud, and that's why they're as calm and as quiet as they are, despite being 4 and 5 years old. I've only ever been kicked once. Somebody just asked me if I've ever been kicked. I have been kicked once. Completely do not blame the horse though. I actually, he had a boo-boo foot, what's called an abscess, and he was young, and when I was picking out his foot, trying to figure out why it hurt him, the hoof pick went into the wound, and it hurt. And he kicked out with his leg and nailed me in the face. Thankfully, when he did so, he actually also kicked my hand out, and so my hand and the hoof pick was what crushed into my face. Hey, you sweaty. I'm gonna show off my youngest on the farm. This is Finley, who is absolutely a sweaty monster mess. A stretchy, sweaty mess. Come on. So they start off a little more stubborn than people think they are. There we go. Just gotta be more stubborn and outpatient. I am gonna come out and hose you down eventually, but first I'm going to clean a stall. There's somewhere clean to go after. I live in Vermont. I don't know if anybody's even heard of it. Cool state. actually, that stud's gonna be coming back. What we're gonna end up doing, I'm gonna hose off that filly now, put her in the stall that I prepped earlier. Finley's mom is Tilly. This is the only thing Tilly's equated for this entire year. When you have a baby, a lot of people would not assume that like hosing a horse for the day is considered a workout. But clearly this is not our first time getting hosed. And if you do make it the first time you're getting hosed, it is not fun. It is not fun the older and bigger they get, trying to teach them to handle this. She's doing great though. Must feel really good to cool off. Kind of a humid day. That is one happy little baby right now. All right. And we can put her back now that she's gotten all cleaned off. Whoop, hey! In here. There you go. There you go. Good girl. You stall. Get some water. So, now I'm gonna end up restarting just that way it doesn't get too long. Be right back. I don't care to squeeze you.